NatChat TV. Today we have an incredible, very special guest, Verma, who is a warrior, Shaolin Warrior Monk. And we will be talking, well, we talked month ago with him about his experience in the Shaolin Temple, why he got there. So watch that one on my YouTube channel. But today we will talk uh, about his training in India. You've been training very intensively, I know that, and about his projects, what he's got up his sleeve for the next couple of months and a year ahead.
Okay, thank you for having me on your TV, Natalia. Well, Natalia is a very dear friend of mine. We met in Los Angeles, and we met at our 838 MG studio, and yeah, we have the same manager. So Natalia has been a very dear friend, and thank you so much for taking out time and setting this thing up. I'm glad you are doing this and you're doing amazing. Let me congratulate you on that first.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, and right now, obviously, the world has been going through changes because of the global pandemic, and but that doesn't. For me personally, of course, it's a really sad situation for the people who've been suffering, the people who lost their lives, lost their families. But for me, on personal front, um, I think it's a realization, it's an awakening. This also means that you should not forget, you should not get your discipline out of your routine. That's why I've been training a lot, and because I love training, it's part of my lifestyle. And like I was a Shaolin Warrior Monk from the Shaolin Temple, the first Indian adopted, the first non-Chinese adopted after 1.5 years of my training in the temple, and then I went and moved to LA, to Los Angeles. Yeah, I've been training a lot, like you've been seeing. I've been updating a lot of stuff, and what I personally believe is that it's really important to train your mind as well, because in such situations we are sitting idle, we're sitting inside our houses, we're not being able to be productive. You always have to do things or find things to be productive, either reading or writing or watching something. Just keep on training your mind, because right now our resources are taken away from us in the situation of lockdown. India is in a really terrible condition right now, especially my city, Mumbai, because it's the biggest city of my country, and this is where all the tourists came from, and how the virus came and it spread, and our population is so much. So what I'm trying to do is to be as productive as possible, and my work has slowly started resuming. People have been working from home, video calls, conference calls with the team on audio and video. Um, so it's just inculcating things in your lifestyle, just consciously be, active and alert as to what you want to do, how you're training your mind, how you want to train your body. So I keep on training, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, we've been talking the last time we talked on Insta Live. It was such an interesting conversation with you, and there was a lot of Kung Fu followers or people that train, and they were asking, I don't know whether you got motivated by the conversation as well, and the fact that so many people responded, because you've been training how many hours a day now?
Uh, I I train at least 4 to 5 hours a day.
Wow.
At least, yeah, minimum. Yeah, I make sure that 3 hours is an average amount of hours I've been training, but I reach up to 4 or 5 hours, because that's my capacity in one go. I don't take breaks. I just train in one go. In middle of my training, in between of my trainings, I take water break, or just to I shut my eyes and I'm trying to reflect and introspect what I need to do, how I need to do, where I need to improve on, just for like 30 seconds or a minute, and then I'm back at it again. And in Shaolin Temple, we just keep on training continuously. We have 10 to 12 hours a day of training every day. So 3 to 4 or 5 hours is not much for me. But also apart from that, I've been doing household chores, and yeah, just taking care of my mind and my body.
And
very important.
you were talking about the very important thing you've learned in the temple about the breathing exercises. that you had a lot of tutors and masters for breathing as well, and how important that is. Could you elaborate on the breathing technique?
Yeah, definitely. I personally believe everything starts with your breath. Everything ends with your breath. In Shaolin Kung Fu, or a particular kind of an art or a craft, everything starts with the breath. So the more relaxed your breath is, the more focused and concentration of your breath is there, the more awareness is created, the more conscious you are. And also, like we say, like qigong, your qi, the navel point, our breath is behind our navel point. That's where it's a storehouse of energy. In Chinese, we call it the dantian. So that's where we generate a lot of our chi. So if you train your breath every day, there are certain exercises that I do every day. There is a Bado engine, which comes from the traditional Shaolin Temple health methods that we practice. I practice it every day in the morning, which improves your blood circulation, the visceral functions of the body, and also it helps you to fight diseases. So it's all about your breath and how you're activating your chi, supplying it in some parts of your body. For example, when I have injuries, I try to take it easy, and either I can train, either I cannot train. If my leg is injured, then I keep on moving my upper body. If my upper body is injured, I keep on moving my lower body. If both is injured, then I just train and I start training my mind, like just more hours. But what I personally believe is that your breath heals everything inside of you. Your breath, if there is fresh supply of oxygen uh, in your bloodstreams, there is freshness in your thoughts, the freshness in your training. It's you're living a healthy lifestyle from there itself. So I think it's very important right now. I hope people have realized in this lockdown that how important breath is, because like you see, certain symptoms of having coronavirus is suffering with lack of breath. It's always it's affecting your lungs. It's affecting the oxygen level in your body. So I think breathing exercises are a must to every person, every human. They can train, just sit down for 10 minutes and keep on doing certain breathing exercises.
Wow. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
So except the breath work, which is, yeah, I've realized I've been also meditating quite a lot, trying to. And in the first 2 months of the lockdown, I was very disciplined with my schedule because I realized how important the structure of your day is, especially when
Right.
we cannot commute, we can't meet our friends. I mean, in London we can now. The lockdown has been eased down. I don't know how it is in Mumbai. However, it's been like I realized when I stopped meditating, I got a migraine a few weeks ago, and that just
Wow.
got me out of my track. And for the past 3 weeks, my brain was so foggy, I couldn't concentrate, and it was very difficult to start meditating because you're not feeling so well. And I think it's the lack of oxygen, like you said, in
Hmm.
the body.
Well,
But
I hope you're better. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm much better. Thank you so much. And except the breath work and the training and the discipline, and what else valuable have you learned at the Shaolin Temple? What else did you take from that you put in your daily life?
That's a very simple question, but my answer, I have a whole list of things that I've learned. Basically, Shaolin Temple gave me a new life. It gave me rebirth. Let's put that down first. But the important aspects of what I learned out there is obviously we spoke about breath, but also to listen. I learned how to listen clearly, and everything is connected to your breath. But because we are often looking to react rather than to respond. The time when we learn how to respond. So I was speaking about how I learned how to listen in the Shaolin Temple. That's one of the important aspects, because we're often looking to react rather than responding. The only time we will learn how to respond and not react is when we completely listen to anything in life, even to the person who's the most youngest in your family or around you at work, or on daily basis who you meet, even the person who's the oldest. So when everything is like, again, like I said, it's connected to your breath. You take a deep breath in, breathe out, and then you completely absorb what you listen. and then you think, analyze, and then you respond rather than reacting. Because sometimes, why do people get hyper? Why do people have short breaths? Why do people have issues or problems? Whatever is there, it's all everything comes up to listening. Sometimes people don't like to listen to certain things. Sometimes people don't have the time to listen to certain things. So one thing I really learned really carefully is to listen in the Shaolin Temple, and that was a major thing that I was really lagging in life. Because as a city boy, as being a brat of Mumbai city, it completely transformed me, and I became more aware of my senses. So the major thing that I learned was to listen, and of course, it followed with a lot of things about discipline and determination and perseverance. Also, to share. Sharing is so important. You share with everybody around you, and it's not about how much you're having for yourself, but it's also how much you're giving out there. Because in the end, what you give out in the universe, it comes back to you. So it's
Yes.
very important to share. So that's what, I love to share the knowledge and the experience that I had as a monk in the Shaolin Temple, because I feel it can benefit so many people, because it benefited me. And I'm sure people out there who don't have the resources to, avail this kind of knowledge and experience. I want to be out there to help people, to emancipate, to inspire these people and improve their lifestyle, nothing more. That's about it.
That's amazing. So when one, like someone like you, has all this knowledge and learned so much, how are you planning to share with people? What's your plan?
Uh, I have I have a lot of plans. I'll tell you the ones that I have been consciously working on.
Please, yeah.
Um, Definitely. There's this company called Omni Life. It's a health and a wellness company started by Mr. Rajiv Bajaj from New Delhi. He's been really keen on having me on board as an advising expert, as a Shaolin Buddhist monk expert, to help people improve their lifestyle. He himself is a practitioner of Ikigai. It's a Japanese way of living. So I have that platform. I'm building my own institute, my own Shaolin Temple Institute. So I'm working on that right now.
Wow.
I'm going to be inculcating the 3 pillars of the temple that I studied thoroughly in Mandarin. I speak fluent Mandarin. I was a translator at the temple. So I studied the 3 pillars of the temple. The Shaolin culture are the Zen Buddhism aspect. In Chinese, we call it Chan. And then the Wu, that's the Wushu, so the martial art aspect. And Yi Yao, that's medicine, so the traditional medicine aspect. So all these 3 pillars are going to be at my institute. So I'm trying to work around how I'm going to execute, how I'm going to collect funds and start constructing making the infrastructure ready. So I am going step by step, but I'm progressing. I'm not stopping. I'm progressing. I'm also organizing Shaolin retreats at certain places in and around Mumbai, just outskirts of Mumbai city. That's the way I'm going. And I keep on sharing a lot of my stuff, my training, whatever knowledge, wisdom is there, along with my training on my Instagram. And also, I'm going to be into movies as an action actor, action hero,
That's
as a martial
very
artist, action
exciting news.
hero. So
Absolutely.
hopefully, yeah.
Where are you planning on doing the institute? Where, in Mumbai?
It's going to be outskirts of Mumbai. It's a 3-hour drive from Mumbai city, and it's in between Mumbai and Pune city. These are the 2 big cities of the state called Maharashtra of India. So it's up in the mountains by the lake, and it's a perfect location. I've partnered with a friend of mine. It's his land. You're doing a long-term lease program on it, and yeah, we're going ahead, and I'm trying to collect funds now.
This is
Yeah.
this is such wonderful news, so exciting, because now I'm so glad. I know we're coming out of this lockdown, and hopefully the pandemic's going to get better, and I'm so excited for your projects, but I'm very excited also about the call you had earlier about the film project. Could you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit more, reveal some little hot gossip?
I can't reveal much because I've signed a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. So I can't reveal much, but it's a complete it's a psychological action thriller movie. The genre, It's an action movie, and we're going to be shooting not only in India. We're not going to be filming in India. We're going to be filming it in different parts of Asia once things get better. So we're on pre-production right now, and yeah, it's something on the similar lines. We want to create a franchise of the film, and hopefully I'll be the next action actor, hero, something on the grounds of Bruce Lee, because I'm also writing my own book right now. So I want to go just as purely, as passionately, as purposefully as possible with my craft, and be out there in inspiring people and connecting with the people. I just don't want to curate myself to just my country. Definitely, I love my country. I'm very patriotic, but I love humans. I love people, and I feel everybody has the capability to be working on themselves and making themselves mentally and physically strong. And if I have done that, and I feel if I have the knowledge and the expertise to share with people, I would love to do that with every with any medium I can, be it through films, be it through my book, be it through my institutes, my retreats, everything. So yeah, I'm doing my bit. I'm trying.
This is this is really exciting. I can't wait to obviously for your venture, for your new ventures to come alive. Uh,
Yeah.
really, I'm so proud of you as a friend and as a human
Thank you. Thank
being,
you so much.
that
Thank you. It means a lot.
I really inspire and look up to people that are trying to become a better person. And I know you're very spiritual. You obviously come from India, so to me, most Indian people are the most spiritual, naturally people that I've met in my life. But you also kind of studied Buddhism, didn't you? Or you're kind of
Yes, I
interested in
studied Buddhist, yeah, Buddhist philosophy and culture. Definitely, I did. That
so
was one of the things I studied at the temple.
could you could you just touch on your philosophy of life, just to kind of summarize how you live your life to be a better human?
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely. I will share a few pointers. Apart from the fact that I'm an early riser and I go to bed early as well. Early to bed is early to rise. So apart from being disciplined on the fact of waking up and eating right and nutrition, it's about being mindful. I think mindfulness is the key to anything in life. And now, when I speak about mindfulness, is what I mean is our human mind is such a unique thing. It's such a beautiful thing and a unique thing. It can be your best friend, or it can be your worst enemy. But it's up to us, because we have 1 million thoughts coming every day. We live in a city. For me, for example, for me, coming out of the monastery, moving to Los Angeles, then moving back to India, it was a very difficult transitioning phase for me. I developed general anxiety disorder for a few weeks, for a few months. I fought out of it, and I was trying all the possible therapies and counselors and meditation techniques. In the end, it's up to you as a person how mindful you are, how you tame your mind. There are going to be a lot of distractions, disturbing thoughts in your life, but it's up to you which thought you pick and stick to. Now, you can't pick 10 thoughts and then do those 10 things at one time. You have to pick one thought each and do those things one thing at a time. And that's what the term Zen means: doing one thing at a time in that particular moment. That's what Zen is. Like right now, I'm at Zen, I'm talking to you. My focus is only on our conversation. When I'm cooking, I'm only focusing on cooking. I don't care about any other things that's going on. I don't care about my phone, about what my work is, about anything schedule or my training, nothing. So doing one thing at a time is the equivalent of the term, the definition of Zen and being mindful. So that's one thing I really thoroughly follow on every day basis. I consciously tell myself, I might not be good at multitasking, but I'm definitely very good at being mindful. I would say I try my best at least.
These are really important pointers, I think, because in this day and age, I think we run around like crazy. It's like in those big cities like London, New York. I've also been a little bit exhausted because there's so many people. Everyone is not mindful even of another human being walking next to you. They walk into you. That's how in not Zen they are. And I realized that while cooking, why don't we just cook instead of watching TV and cooking, right? There's so
Exactly.
many. Yeah, I realize there's a lot of people, and I think that's why that this quarantine kind of happened, right? For a reason, for us to kind of
Right.
reflect and think about it, and stop for a moment. I know it may have economical, probably, yeah, there's a lot of economical issues.
Right.
However, this this being mindful is really important. And do you have any other advice for all the people that want to maybe get into Shaolin Temple? How do you do that, or how do you get into that kind of path that you've chosen for people that want to do it?
Definitely, I would love to share. There's a short documentary made on my life when I was in the temple. I went there as a crippled boy. I was having a knee post my knee surgery. I went there because I was on crutches, and my mother had sleepless nights. And I did some research. Somebody told me something about finding Chinese medicine. I did my research, got into detailing of the whole process of finding out, and then I just got in touch with them. I sent them my reports.
Sorry. Okay, so how does one, if they want to go to Shaolin Temple, follow your footsteps, follow your path, how did they do that? What? Yeah.
I have had a very difficult, not diff- yeah, difficult time in finding my research and doing. There's a little bit of R&D that I did as to on the Chinese medicine. I was crippled when I went to China. Before I went to China, I had a knee surgery, and then post the surgery, I was just so upset. I was in trauma. I just didn't know what to do. I was on crutches, and my mother had sleepless nights. I feel so bad for her, but a mother never gives up on her child, and the child will never give up on her mother. So what I felt was somebody told me about Chinese medicine. I did some research. I got my shortlisted, China, Shaolin Temple. I got in touch with them. I sent them my reports, and bam, I'm in Shaolin Temple. I had 30 needles on my leg every day for 3 months, and they healed me. The Chinese medicine, the traditional medicine, had healed me. And I just started training, and I just loved the culture. It was a serene place up in the mountains. The wind was so pure. Everything was just so pure about that place. And I just a lot. I feel as you have to be curious to know, to find out. It's not about what you're doing in the class. It's also about what you do in your homework. And that's what I used to do. I used to always ask my masters, oh, please, can you translate? Can you do this? Can you do that? I used to keep on annoying them because language was the first and the biggest barrier for me. So I decided in my 4th month that, okay, if I want to survive here, I need to learn the language first. So I started training myself in Mandarin, in Chinese traditional language. And the simplified, and then I just trained, and started studying the language. Then Buddhist philosophy and culture started happening slowly. Slowly, I could start to read Chinese books slowly. Slowly, I started attending medicine classes and observing the doctors, the way they're doing things. So I can, the acupressure part was the part that I studied the most. And that's my journey. And I came in as a foreign student. So there are a lot of foreign students who come in to the temple, the foreign disciples. We have Shaolin Temple branches in most of the countries around the world. And we have one in the UK as well. We have a couple of them in the UK actually, and in different other countries as well. So now these people started coming to the temple. They come every year, for training, short term, long term, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, 2 months. So now they needed a translator. Many of them couldn't speak Mandarin. So Temple saw that as an asset for them that, hey, he speaks fluent, he knows the whole culture, he's been studying thoroughly, he gives so many hours. Actually, one of the senior monk brothers used to say that, you train more than us, more than us monks do, before I became a warrior monk. And I was like, no, I just love training. You guys are so amazing, and I want to try to reach your level, a little bit closer to you guys. So I keep on training. I'm still, I'm still trying. I want to be better of myself. I don't want to compare myself to anyone. So just and then after 1.5 years, they adopted me. So that was the first time in Shaolin history that they adopted a non-Chinese from the foreign students, from the foreign disciples group. But apart from that, a lot of foreign students come. I became a translator for all of them. And you pay a fee that is there monthly. That includes your training, your living, and your food expense, your breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you can go to the Shaolin Temple. There's a website. I'll share with you so you can put it down over
Exactly.
there.
Yeah, we'll share your
Yeah,
degree and
yeah, I can share the documentary and also the link to the temple website if anybody wants to go to study there, so they can go there. But it's better if they know the language. It's much better if they know Mandarin, because everybody is so traditional now that they don't speak English, except the Foreign Affairs Office who takes the foreign students for the admission. But apart from that, yeah, the training is beautiful, and it's a very serious culture. It's also the history of the culture. It's all comes from India. It was started by an Indian monk called Bodhidharma, and even the traditional medicine, the Ayurvedic system, that's where the traditional medicine in China comes from. The martial arts, the traditional martial arts in India is called Kaleri Payattu. That's the ancient martial arts. That's what he took back to China and started Shaolin culture. So everything, Buddhism is from India, Buddha's from India. So everything comes from India, just goes back to the history in 495 AD, back in many, many, many billions of years ago. So yeah, thousands of years ago.
this
So everything,
so
yeah, is just
so
there.
interesting. Harsh, you are seriously number one most interesting person I've met. I'm so grateful. I haven't met in my life.
Thank you so much.
You're so full of like knowledge and wisdom. Like I could listen to you forever.
No,
But
I just whatever my master taught me, I'm just following and applying. It's very important to back your knowledge with action. It's not just about talking and not just about sharing with words. It's also about backing it with action. So yeah, I think knowledge is what you know, and wisdom is what you apply. Like my master always told me. So I keep my knowledge and wisdom parallel. I try to keep it balanced.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's very important for everyone.
yeah.
Not just people that want to get into Shaolin Temple, but for every person.
For every person, yeah. No, but
Yes.
even like you said, you've been to big cities, you've lived in big cities in LA, in London, in New York. You know how people's life is so fast paced. People are just in that rat race. They want to go work, make money, pay rent. It's just about, that typical stereotypical lifestyle of people in big cities. And I think, I hope this whole shutdown, the world that shut down for 3 months has taught them. It's also about being mindful. It's about about yourself, your own being. Respect your soul, respect your being, give your being time, the people around you time, respect and get respect. Yeah.
Totally. I agree.
Yeah.
So what time is it in Mumbai now?
um, it is 3:45 p.m. in the afternoon,
Okay.
and
And when are you going to start training? 4.
I'm at 5. I train 5 to 9, 4 hours that's my time for today.
5 to 9. Wow.
Yeah, I run about 5 kilometers, and then I do some stretching and splits and my joint stretches and all the basic Shaolin basics that we do. And I do my kicks, my basic kicks, and then I'm either training my weapons or I'm training my fist forms, and I keep on doing different things, but I'm making sure that I'm doing my basics every day, because basics is the foundation of everything. Never forget doing basics.
So like stretching and warm up.
Yeah, warm up,
Otherwise,
splits. I keep on doing splits every day. So yeah. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Otherwise, you injure yourself.
I feel it's very important to stretch before and after training. Very, very important. And that's what opens up your joints. If there's any tightness in your body, it opens it up. And also, it's very important to relax your body with stretches in the end. So
Yeah,
I do stretches twice in my session. But
totally.
yeah, I mean, so someday I'm also open to giving online sessions. I've been giving online sessions to a few people. So yeah, I mean, if anybody has any interest in learning about this knowledge, this culture, we can do indoor training. I like to teach people. I've been teaching a few people, and sharing my knowledge and my training aspects in the limited space inside the house also can be done, because Shaolin is also about the dynamic movements, but the traditional Shaolin Kung Fu has very small movements, and it's also very breath oriented. Like I said, everything is about your breath. So it's more focusing, yeah, on your breath, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So interesting. So you're very open to give out a class, maybe online as well, because now. in different countries? Are you open for doing that also, or is it mainly?
Yeah, definitely. I'm open to people, booking sessions with me, and I'm open to sharing my space, my knowledge with them. And that's what Buddhism teaches us, to share knowledge and give knowledge. So yeah, I'm open to that.
Harsh, do you have time or a planned date of your book, the film, and the institute, roughly?
For my film, it will release next year because we are still in pre-production. So we start going on floors to start filming probably by December or January. That's what we're aiming at. So, and then we're going to be filming for about 60 to 70 days. And yeah, then I think probably towards after summer, next year's summer, yeah, it's going to probably get on. We're planning to do it. Release it on an OTT platform, either Netflix or Amazon. So we're planning to look into that right now, since going to cinema is going to be a task of not many people would be wanting to go in the cinema. Uh, but yeah, so the movie is going to be next year. School, I'm going to start the first structures construction after 2 months. I just got certain papers ready, and I'm also doing some funding work to be approved of through the people I'm getting funding. So after 2 or 3 months, I'll start the construction of my school, but my school should be ready probably again next year, end of next year. It takes a lot of time. And yeah, my school has a lot to offer, and I'm really excited. My business plan is so different, and I want to I want to start by making my country the fittest country in the world, and wanted people in schools, because if you start aiming at the children are the future of your either it's your house, either it's your city, either it's your country. So children's are the brightness, are the bright future of the world. So I want to start training children, because in Shaolin we have people who are 3 years old. They start coming and training. I don't want to go that age, but I'm open to that. So people, yeah, start sending the kids and start training. It's not just martial art training. There will be really hard training, but there'll also be mentally strong at the same time. And my book is going to take a while. I want to take my time, because I'm still a student. I want to keep on learning. I want to keep on meeting people, and there's so much to learn. I learned from you, so I'm so glad we connected in Los Angeles, and we spent so much time, and I got to learn from you, your experience. I meet so many people, and yeah, you absorb what's useful and reject what's not, and have uniquely your own. Like Master Bruce Lee said, I really thoroughly follow Master Bruce Lee's philosophies. Very similar to mine. Yeah.
This is wonderful. Like, thank you
Yeah.
so much for all this, sharing all this knowledge and sharing your experience, and also the exciting projects you have. I am really,
Thank you.
really, like very excited, and I hope you'll do everything that you want, and it will go, super smoothly and beautifully, and you'll be very successful at everything that you've planned to do.
Just trying. I personally believe not it's important to know your destination, where you're headed, but you don't have to worry about how you're headed, because sometimes the road is smooth, sometimes the road is rocky and patchy, sometimes there's like a really thunderstorm, rainfall, cycle, whatever comes. But consistency, being consistent, is the key to progress, be the key to achieving anything. You have to be consistent, and determination, consistent discipline, everything. But you have to be consistent. Never give up, no matter what comes. Never give up.
This is
Yeah.
so step by step, but you have the vision and direction, and it will pay off hopefully sometime.
Any field, every field. I feel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and
You're welcome, and
it was
thank you for
a
having
pleasure
me.
again to
Oh, thank you,
talk to you. Uh,
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much.
and have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll talk soon.
We will
Hopefully.
talk soon. Thank you so much, and good luck to NatChat.tv. And you're doing amazing. I've been updated by you've been interviewing a lot of people who are influencers, and yeah, I think it's amazing that you're trying to extract whatever and present it on your channel. I think it's a good platform for people if they've missed out something live. It's a good platform for people to watch it and learn and grow from this. I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and keep on doing it. Amazing. I'm so happy and so proud of you, Nat.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's the aim. I want to interview and chat to people that are very inspirational, have knowledge to give and are willing to give that knowledge. I think that's my purpose with this channel, because
Beautiful.
it's amazing to talk about movies and talking about characters, but this is not real life. It's fun and it's nice, but I want to go deeper.
Very true. Wow, tell me more. This is so nice. I'm so happy to know that you purpose. This is your purpose, because passion is for yourself, purpose is for others. So you found your purpose, and I'm so happy for you, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great.
All right, Harsh.
No, but good luck to you, and we will stay in touch. Yeah.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Amitabh.